man. What's up, everybody? AJ Wrights Crypto here. Tuesday, March 18th. God, it's almost tax day. Didn't we talk about this yesterday? All right, let's move on. Glad y'all are being here. Good morning. We have a bunch to talk about today. Yesterday we did a show that was called It's Getting Worse. And hey, it got worse. I'm not that surprised, kind of said, hey guys, it looks like it's gonna get worse. It's getting worse. And I think there's gonna be a trend. The trend is your friend. I think this is one of those. Someone said in the chat before we went live, they had a really good point. I am a grogger. Hey, I'm one too. He says, I've been watching Sui and man, it moves all over the place. Only been able to get quick scalps lately. I know. Kind of one of those deals where with the Telegram group, I want you guys to pay attention to the frequency of my posting. If I'm not posting like a day or 2 days, it's because I'm watching. It's because I'm not trading. Because when trading conditions, I mean, yeah, we're going down, and sure, there were shorts to be found, and there were alarms that you had that went off. But if I'm not actively posting, the conditions are really tough. And I'm not going to be like, I'm not just going to post setups for the sake of posting setups to say I gave you a setup. I'm only posting when I really think like the timing of this, like when you'll actually be able to when you react to something, that it will happen, that it will play out as promised, I'm not gonna post just to say I did it, So it's one of those deals where when it's really, really tough trading conditions, I'm fine with saying, you know what, let's give it a couple of days, let's be patient. I think a lot of investing is learning how to do nothing for long periods of time. Jada was on me about one of the portfolios that we're building, and she was like, shouldn't we have done, can't we do, like we haven't touched it in months. And I'm like, I know. Like when we're talking like a hodl bag, you're not supposed to be making all sorts of moves all the time. You're supposed, if you did, like we had a run, and if you didn't sell that top right now, you're either accumulating slowly to lower your average buy price, or you're doing nothing. That's it. There's no jump out of this and get into this or jump out. No. Be patient, because just like in 2021, it's over. We're never going to have another bull market. And then in 2022, FTX, that's it. We're never going to do anything bullish ever again. And then in 2024, oh no, March is over. It's always it forever. That's always it. It's always over. Woe is me. We're dead. And but sure enough, crypto is undefeated, and we always wake back up. There is always another pump. There is always another opportunity. And hindsight's always 2020, invariably. So what I'm going to say is, guys, now is the time to be patient. If you can slowly DCA and lower your average buy price, okay. I'm okay with that. As long as you're okay with the fact that, hey, whatever I buy today, even if it falls more, it's still an optimal buy. Because if you think that, all right, well, right now, if I was to buy Ondo at 80 cents, okay, I think overall I think that's a steal. I think Ondo, $8, $7, somewhere in there. So overall, when the alt bull season really happens, anything you bought at 80 cents was a damn win, right? But just in the day-to-day, it might go from 80 to 60 to 55. But as long as we end up where we end up, as long as you are patient enough to zoom out and say, okay, I'm willing to lower my average buy price, knowing that this isn't a perfect optimal buy. And that's what it comes down to. You're never going to put all of your money at the perfect bottom of any coin at any time, ever. And you're never going to get all of your money out and sell it at the very, very tippy top, ever. You're not going to do it. No one can. It's the exception, not the rule. But as long as you are comfortable with the concept of your money being made in the middle, kind of taking a more pragmatic, goal-oriented approach, then we can talk. Now we're cooking. All right. So, guys, one day at a time. Don't go crazy over this. Take your time. Take your time. There's always another opportunity. I promise. What do you think about a stock market crash at the end of the year? I do have the S&P chart pulled up. We are going to talk about it on today's show. Before I get into the stories and everything else, I have to pass it over to the hostess with the mostest, the homie.
Yo,
the chains.
Yo,
what's up, bro?
What's up? Hey, something you had said there resonated with me, and in the wise words of our friend Jeff Goldblum in Jurassic Park, crypto finds a way. I don't know if he actually said that or not.
Definitely finds a way,
especially in Jurassic Park.
Oh yeah, especially in Jurassic Park. There's actually a story about. Well, it's so funny that you just mentioned Jurassic Park. Right here. I clicked on this and I thought it was a good story to show you. Jurassic World game comes to the Sandbox for season 5 launch.
Let's go.
Look at that. Look how bad that T-Rex is. Let's talk about that.
Come on,
Look at that bad T-Rex.
Dude, do you think is it pixelated in the Sandbox? Like, are people afraid of pixelated T-Rexes?
All right, let's be clear about something. If I was walking through the forest, okay, and I heard like a rustle behind me, and I turned around, and that was the T-Rex I saw, I wouldn't even run. I wouldn't even jog. I'd be like, whatever.
It's either over or it's not.
Yeah. I mean, is it going to pixelate my blood when it bites my arm off? Like, I don't know. But hey, remember the Sandbox? That was fun.
Come on. There's no. Is this thing making a comeback?
No. Oh, hey, look, Take Profits, aka the BitBoy himself, came in to say hello again. I'm gonna have to put you in timeout, BitBoy. All right, I'm gonna put you in timeout for 24 hours. Think about what you've done. Think about what you've done. Just don't come to Georgia. Okay. Class act, everybody. All right, so. Yeah, Jurassic World. What was I? Dude, I think that, dude, I like want to say that sand is going to come back. Mm-hmm. Like I do, but like I don't think it's ever going to.
Do you think that because I'm kind of with you on this whole thing, and I feel like the narrative is gone, but the gaming narrative is gone, and remove the metaverse from it, because this was never a true metaverse. This is literally just an online world that people play a game, knowing that we're probably a few years away from really the gaming ecosystem having its next time in the limelight. I could see it coming back, but dude, probably not until 2028, to be perfectly honest with you.
Yeah, man, I don't know. I think that there were a handful of projects that saw their forever top in 2021. Not saying that they can't have a pump, not saying that they can't put some numbers on the board, but if you look at, all right,
what is the all-time high of Sandbox, really quick? Do we know that?
It was like 8 something. Hold on, let's do this really fast. This is just an example of what to do when you're unsure of.
Where is this thing ranked? 109?
109.
Man, this thing was definitely in the top 50, right? Top 30?
Oh, it was up there, dude. It was up there. Okay, so the circulated, this is, all right, so really fast before I say anything else. This is what you do when you're unsure about a coin you're holding, or if you're unsure if it's ever capable of hitting its previous all-time high again. This is what you do. I'll show you exactly what to do. First of all, you get a feel for its tokenomics. So circulating supply 2.4, max supply 3. All right, 3 billion. All right, 2.4 and 3 billion. It has a little bit way to go, but the worst is over. The next thing I want you to do is you go to Masari, or just go to TradingView, what have you. All right, you go to Masari, you type in sand. Okay, bang, bang, bang. All right, all-time high, November 25th, 2021, $8.44. $8.44. Okay, so then here, I'm gonna pull this up so I can pull another tab. I have so many tabs up.
You gotta think about the hype it has to go through again to get anywhere close to that.
I know.
And that was Sandbox was the hype, man. They had every partnership. You had Snoop, Paris. What else? I mean, the whole problem was that it's another one. You talk about for me, Taproot Wizards, 2 years too late, right? Like I get it, and it'll sell out, put 16 grand, whatever. But the whole idea with the Sandbox was that it cost so much money to build, and it was so like crazy. You needed like crazy big files. Like even like if you owned a plot of land, like it was almost impossible to like keep it up.
Right. So literally back on the Masari thing, it said November 23rd, November 24th, right? Here's the snapshot of November 21st. So like I'm talking days before Sand put in that all-time high. Here is a snapshot of everything that was going on. Okay, in terms of price, look at Algorand, top 20 at the time. That was sick, but 6.2 tokenomics. All right, you get my point. So let's try to find Sand here really quick. I don't see it yet. Excuse me.
There it is.
Where?
50.
50. Okay, there it is. 50 right here. Circulating supply 892. Wait a minute. 892. Is that possible? So was there a tokenomic?
Is it deflationary?
Wait a minute. Actually, I get it. I get what I'm messing up at. So let me pull these two tabs closer to each other. So back here on CoinGecko, so we're saying, okay, I understand. So 2.4 billion over here. This is 892 million.
Oh,
so this was before it got into the billions. So this is less than 1 billion tokenomics. Right now we're at 2.4 billion. So its supply
has doubled,
more than doubled and a half.
Yeah.
Okay. So the market cap has to work absolute overtime to get to where it's going at the point. So right here, during the screenshot, Sand was $4.02. Okay, so to get to $8, we would basically have to go 3.5
about 7, right?
So 7. All right, so basically, let's just say 7 billion as a rough number, and then the supply doubles and a half. So that would take us to 14. That would take us to 19.5. So we're talking well into the 20s. If you want to get the exact number, go to the coin perspective. All right, and then type sand. Okay, and then if you want to go to price target, what was it?
840 something.
8.4. Yeah, so it would need a 20.5. So our math was pretty damn close.
You need 29x from here.
29x from here, guys. I don't know if Sandbox is going to 20 billion. All right. So this is one of the cases where, okay, it was at a point in 2021. Since that point, the tokenomics doubled and a half, and the price got completely obliterated.
Completely.
So to get back to where it was, the market cap has to work massive overtime to catch back up. So this is a situation where if you are to go to TradingView, okay, and go to Sand, crypto, just click a random one. We're looking at the weekly here. Okay, so this isn't far back enough. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, there you go. I'll tell you what, though, that pump in December surprises me. What was going on with the Sandbox that had a pump?
I mean, that was just all altcoins waking up. That wasn't a Sand specific thing.
Okay.
I mean, I think from November 4th, that was the day where most so it did have a top to bottom 300% pump. And that's kind of what I'm saying is that, like, okay, well, here's the thing. So this here would be like the range low.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This here, let's kind of wake this up.
Now, were you picking that because that's where the 50 kind of peaked?
No, because this support resistance right here, it bounced off of this and continued before it broke down.
Okay.
Okay. So that'd be range low. And then, so this wick here would be previous high. And there's no man's land in between here. I mean, other than this wick right here. So, I mean, I literally would say that in the event, so if we actually here, I'll get a little bit more technical here. So let's go to Sand. All right, let's go to like a 3-day, 4-day, whatever. All right, and we will Come over here, get a trend angle. Go from November 4th or September. 45-degree angle.
Oh, are you pulling a gun?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. 45. Okay. All right. And then gun fan there. Close to that as you can. Put the 1-1 on the level. Okay. So basically, when you're looking at this, it is all the way down at the bottom of the gun fan now. And then you could probably go to the daily at this point so we can kind of see the picture. So it did have a big fight, like over like, you know, the 3-1 really. And then it got rejected from the 1-1. So if it was able to follow out this projection. All right, so trend line. So this right here would be the end of 2025. This line I'm drawing all the way on the right here.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I mean, and this level, this line I drew is no man's land from the previous low would be $2.70. And the 1-1 would actually take it to $3.20 if it topped at the end of December. The problem is that it doesn't have much to go off of in this trend line here. Like right now, it's beaten like far down, but it does have like it's use this as the trajectory, kind of saying that okay, if it puts in a slightly higher, you know, something in here like maybe $2, $1.75, something like that. And even from there, I mean, from now to $1.75, you know, it'd be 500%. $2 would be 648%. Like that's what I'm saying is that it doesn't have to go to $8. It doesn't have to, you know, it could do a fraction of what it did before and still have a good percentage gain. So I want you guys to kind of think of like some of the coins where the tokenomics triple, double, 4x, whatever. You know, if your supply multiplies by that much, go do what I just did. What we do? We looked at what was the previous all-time high. You could do that on Masari or on TradingView. Figure out what the tokenomics are now, CoinGecko or CoinMarketCap, and then type CoinMarketCap screenshots. All right, and that will give you the historical snapshot that will show you what the tokenomics were the week of or the week before the previous all-time high in 2021. So you can deduce what the tokenomics were the week it went to the top and what the tokenomics are now. So you can figure out, you know, you can subtract the tokenomics now from the previous tokenomics and figure out, did they double, did they triple, did they not change much, what happened? And then you can kind of deduce, okay, well, this is how much more the market cap has to work. And then you can actually go to the chart, pull up a GONFAN to get a feel for the current market trend. And then you can tell yourself, well, it doesn't have to go to its previous all-time high. Really, if it went to, like I said, $1.75, that's still an 800 pump. So kind of do that type, I'm not saying guesswork, but do your homework on the coins you're holding. Because some people walk around thinking that, oh, well, this coin went to this in 2021, so it has to go back to there. No, it doesn't. A lot of coins put in their forever all-time high in 2021, and people don't want to admit that to themselves. I want you to look in the mirror and be honest with yourself, okay? And realize that it's okay, because these coins could have a right down the middle, decent bull run. Like, what has Sand really done? What has Sand really done other than be like a recognizable crypto niche gaming project? Okay. And then when you go to the charts, okay, well, it's not doing, it's nothing. It's never going to do this again. Very unlikely that it comes up to $8 again. All right. But even from the lows where we are, so let's look at where we are. And this is just an example. I'm not trying to beat Sand up or beat up their community or anything like that. But all I'm saying is that, okay, well, here's the previous range, the low, and this is the range of the previous low before we went on a rocket ship. And look, we're back in that range, where the top of this range would be 30 cents, basically 30 cents. And the bottom of that range is basically 22 cents. So 30 cents top, 22 cents bottom. And so I would say 30 cents acts as the 16-cent level like Algorand. All right. That would be like the rocket ship level that if it breaks, heads turn. And Sand being the right down the middle type project it is, not from the low, but from that level, still pumped 250% in 24 days. A project that hasn't done much. A project that's in the, it's just a right down the middle project. It's not like an outlier. It didn't overperform like Algorand. It didn't underperform like the graph. It's just a right down the middle project. Still, from the breakout point, 250%. I think there's a lesson to be learned here, guys. It's not about what can a coin do. It's what you need a coin to do to achieve your goal. So I would say if you're looking for a 2.5x, Sand probably not a bad choice. But just my thoughts there. Just my thoughts. I'm interested in a new VeChain price prediction, says Justin Ray. Well, the thing is that I did a proper VeChain price prediction, and then I was doing a series where I would talk to community members about each main project. And I did probably 5 or 6 of these videos where I would kind of talk to the community about the project, people that have been in the community for a while. And then I would tell them what my price prediction video was. And then I would ask them what they thought. And I did a video about that as well. And I stand by my VeChain price prediction. So definitely go check that out. Any updates on the Cardano price prediction video? Yes, it's happening. It is happening. I promise you. You will refresh YouTube one of these days, and you'll say, "Holy shit! There it is. There it is." All right. So it buried its head in the sand. 6 a.m. Doug. That's funny.
Dougie Doug.
That's so funny. That's so funny. Translation: Metaverse is dead. Well, I'm not saying the metaverse is dead, but I'm saying a right down the middle metaverse project can still put numbers on the board.
Let's when you talk metaverse, let's just be real. That's a game. Ready Player One is a metaverse, fully immersive, logging in to play a pixelated video game. Let's just call a spade a spade. That's what that is. They rode the metaverse hype, but that's not a metaverse.
Yeah, dude, listen, it's going to take a while until the chip's in my brain. Because when it's hey, chip brain, better video games, AJ's going to get in line this. Let's do it. I will be waiting at that line like I waited for Harry Potter at 4 a.m. Put that chip in my brain. Govern me harder, daddy, please. I'm in the line for put the chip in my brain.
Would you have said publicly that you'd get Neuralink, right?
Oh, 100%. You know how good at poker I'd be if I had Neuralink? I cannot wait to interface a computer with my consciousness.
Hey, Rain Man was good at cards too. Okay.
I mean, hey, even a broken clock is right a couple times a week. All right. So, man, I'm in line. I'm definitely in line. And why not? Why not?
Hey, take any advantage you can get.
I mean, so I still am. We're way too early for metaverse, man. Come on. It's 2025. Where the fuck's my flying car?
Seriously.
Where is my flying car?
Where's Rosie Jetson? Oh, it's right. It's called a Roomba.
Right. That's a fair point. But no, until we have flying cars, I think the metaverse is totally full shit. What do you think FOMC meeting, bullish or bearish? That is the story we're about to talk about. Texas Grogger, let's get a weekly Grogger poker game going. So I tried to do that when I had a casino deal, and the platform that they promised me that I would get to play poker every week. And then their poker site was down the entire time that I had that deal. So I played Candy Crush. And that deal ended early. But if I ever do get another casino deal, I won't sign another casino deal unless there's poker. And if there is poker, we'll do a weekly game. I'm sure we can make that happen. I also don't trust online poker, because I understand math and that true random isn't random, actually. But some algorithms are better than others. But I do fear. I don't trust online poker. I'll never play online poker. I'll play in-person poker all day. But in terms of online, I don't trust the algorithm.
I'm with you on that. And plus, there's something about that social aspect of sitting at a table. Like, that's kind of the fun of it. It's part of the entertainment value. Now, I just want to sit at my computer and beep, boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, for sure. But no, if like I'm open to doing, I mean, I enjoyed my time when I was signed on based, and like I think that if they were more worried about a good platform than some of the things they were distracted about, I think they would have done a lot better. I certainly took a gamble, taking that deal. But hey, I think like when you're in your first year of YouTube, it's okay to take some chances. It's okay to fail. It's okay to mess up. But I certainly would like to revisit the casino concept if it's the right situation. I'm not against it forever. And I know, like Corey said, I love the Candy Crush streams, the casino games, and crypto was a blast. Yeah, well, I mean, we did a good job. Like we would talk TA, we would talk trades, and we play some games, and people would ask, oh, show me this chart, show me this chart, show me this chart. And after I was done the game, I'd go do more TA, and I kind of jump back and forth between like doing a normal crypto stream and playing Candy Crush. And dude, we had a great time. It wasn't all bad. Speaking of it wasn't all bad, damn, Solana removes an offensive cringe ad. I hate the word cringe, dude. It is so cringe, bro. Following intense community backlash. So basically they put out the video showed the consultant guiding him to focus on gender identity and social constructivism.
I chuckled through most of it.
Okay. However, American expressed dissatisfaction, yelling out, "I want to invent technologies, not genders." And yeah, it was talking about the Solana Accelerate conference in May. And it got 1.4 million views in 9 hours. This might be the most single piece of toxic, I can't even say that tweet. You know what it says, all right? It's toxic, and it was the worst, and I hate it.
Well, I think Frisson probably has pronouns, so
I'm sure, dude, definitely does.
Definitely does.
Adam Cochran, AdamSCochran.eth. He just has to put that in parentheses after his name.
.eth.
Oh my god, dude. And then it took them 9 hours to delete it, and it shows the commercial. So go to cryptonews.com if you want to see this ad that we're talking about. I saw it on my timeline, and I was like, oh, it's 2 minutes. Yeah, I'm good. I'll never get that back if I press play. So,
fair. Yeah,
so I didn't do it. And then, so they kind of flopped on an ad. Do you know what they should do? They should come on over, hang out with us Algo fan people, and take some notes, Captain. Because the Algorand ads, top shelf, dude.
Crush it.
The best. Mark is hilarious. And
speaking of kind of things that are hilarious and the best, and just to side there, we got a $5 super chat from Doom.
Okay.
I learned this yesterday.
Yeah.
I did not know that the unitary value of a Cardano is called a Lovelace.
Yeah.
That is the dumbest.
Lovelace.
It's the dumbest thing. I'm just gonna say that is a Cardano community thing. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Yep. I wish I had my glasses because I'd do it too. I honestly, I was speechless. I was speechless when I learned that yesterday. I had no clue.
Yeah, well, it's all like mathematicians, like the eras of Cardano, like the Basho, and like it's all based off mathematicians. I forget their names, but
nerd stuff.
Anyway,
we love the Cardano. We love the Ada gang. I'm A gang. I love the Ada gang. Cardano community.
I like the Cardano community. I don't know about you. You like the Ada gang. I'm more of a Cardano community guy myself.
Okay.
All right. But good talk. So embrace your inner nerd. Says Jason Owen. I'm with you on there, Jason. So yeah, Solana. They should take some notes from the Algo fam. Algo fam has the best ads there are. Jada, remember the ad that I pitched Mark in Barcelona? Oh man, dude, so
solid.
Should I tell the story?
No, it's stupid.
All right, I'm gonna tell the story.
Then that means it's good.
All right, so what was the first? Jada, can you remind me what was the very first ad they did? Do you remember what it was?
It was the ice cream ad.
There was one before the ice cream ad. Okay, all right, let's just use the ice cream ad as an example. So basically, there are 2 ice cream stands. All right, and one of them is clicking off, and the first one is like, they're like, Do you take Bitcoin? Do you take Ethereum? Do you take Solana? And they like make the ice cream, and then it's time to pay for it. And the Bitcoin, of course, takes too long. And the Ethereum, of course, they're like, oh, it's like, oh, the first one was the grocery store. The second one was the ice cream. I remembered that. But the ice cream one specifically is like, you know, the Ethereum, the gas is like $60, and then Solana, like they're making fun of how Solana pauses. So basically the ice cream is like melting and it's getting all over like the hands, and the other one and the other line, they're paying with Algorand, and it's just working very quickly. It's happening immediately, and people are coming and going. It's a great concept. So my concept to Mark was like, you know, a guy gets hit by a truck, okay, and they're rushing him into the ER, all right, and they're rushing him into
Ice
the
cream.
ER, and he has like a piece of rebar like stuck in his ribs, you know, and like he has to pay, you know, he doesn't have insurance, so he has to pay for his surgery or whatever. And then like the nurses are in the back, like he's convulsing, and then he dies. And then it says like, you know, should have shopped with Algorand. You know, I think that if he knew about instant finality and, you know, and wasn't such a Bitcoin maxi, he could have paid for his surgery.
He'd be all right.
I told Mark the story. He laughed very hard, but he was like, I don't know if I could get that approved. He's like, I think it's a good idea, but I don't think I could get that approved. But yeah, instant finality for sure. But no, I can just see the commercial, the nurses. He's convulsing. I can see it.
You just hear him like coding in the beep, beep in the background.
Yeah. You know what pitch for a commercial is bad? When you're talking to the CMO of a crypto project, and I'm like, yeah, so this guy gets hit by a truck, right?
That's so wild, dude.
Oh
I mean,
my
in one breath, you talk about this beautiful like analogy of melted ice cream and how it's so fast, and then now this dude's getting smashed up by a truck. Jesus.
I like sometimes like reflect back on the things I've said to important people in public, and I'm just like, AJ, what the fuck are you thinking, dude? Well, I think that's why they love me though, bro. Like I will say what I'm thinking, and that's you know,
there's something to be said about that.
There's something to be said about just being real. Oh,
woo!
Sorry.
Smash the like button.
Sorry, yeah, smash the likes for that guy who, you know,
instant finality
to pay for his insurance. And health insurance is definitely a scam. You know what's bullshit, dude? You can't like go to the store and buy health insurance like you buy milk. You know that? Like
you should
have to like wait for them to be like, okay, come and roll now. You can come now.
We're open. We're open. Come on.
Like what? Like
you need my money. Open the doors.
Oh, dude, I can't with it. Dude, Obama ruined everything. I'll say that. Great. Thanks a lot, Obama.
Thanks, Obama.
Thanks a lot. So I wanted to take a quick look at the Solana Weekly.
Okay. In other news.
Okay. And yeah, so another important lesson here where, okay, what I'll say is that we have this wick and we have this wick. Okay. So there is a chance that, you know, could that be the slightly higher low that we all long for? This is the weekly, by the way. Okay?
I like
Is that possible? Well, there's big support resistance here that we're like kind of dancing on from all the way back here. And you can see all the times we fought for it here. And of course, you already lost that support resistance there. And then the wick support resistance does kind of align with several levels back here as well. So I would say the line we can't lose is $1.0938. The level we're at $1.2365, and the higher support resistance $1.4391. So those are three levels that I would alarm and write down if I wanted to closely follow Solana. But my point is, the weekly doesn't look the best. But what I'll say is that on Market Cypher, you know, this momentum wave, it's not done, but I think the worst is over because the VWAP is turning around. You see how the VWAP is pushing this way? Although the RSIs are dropping and the RSIs already expanded, I think the worst could be over with. I mean, it could go down more, but like the volatility nature, it's not gonna like free fall from here without a retest. First.
Okay, do you see that long green wick that touches the 50 EMA? Probably it's back towards. Go to your left.
Like here.
More. Here? Now it's like right where like the 50 like dips down where it's hidden.
Here.
Nope, more.
Here.
That big green wick that goes down below there. Yes.
Okay.
Do you think what's the chances that we touch that? Where the point of control goes through right now.
I know the one you're talking about now. You're talking
because we always find these weird wicks like this. Always.
This one here.
Yeah, or even the one that goes a little bit farther that touches the 50.
Oh, the wick.
Yeah, that right there.
Got it. I think that's just straight manipulation. It's hard to tell if that even really happened. You know, I did just click a random Solana chart.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't go back to 21.
Oh,
let's actually see. When was that? When was it? That was February 24. Let's go to like a more common chart and see if that even happened. Yeah, Feb 24. Yeah, I don't see that on this chart.
That was just the Poloniex or whatever that was.
Yeah,
chart.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just
Scam
a random thing because it was messy, and this was a chart that I gave the group that I never followed up on. But what at the time we were doing this, and we were correct about those alarms, so I'm happy with that. But also, this is also why you extend alarms. And you know, if an alarm like this 137 here, and even this $1.64 here, these were once used as long alarms, because you can see this uptrend that we were respecting at the time. And when you alarm something like that, leave it on, because you can use it for a long here, but hey, we'll come down the hill. That alarm went off. That alarm went off. That alarm went off, and all of those could have been used for successful shorts, mind you. So yes, I mean, I do feel that with this momentum wave, I want to say that I don't know if Solana is going to go under $100, because we do have these two wicks right here. We break that, that's like worst case scenario. Because why am I saying this? Because there's we have to differentiate. Okay, so this here would be value area low, and this here would be value area high. And the reason this level is so important, we wicked to it once. Okay, we already wicked to it, so we know it's possible. But our previous wick wasn't as low as that one. So if we could come down here on the momentum, print this dot, and continue, Solana could see like a recovery from this point. But what I will say is that if Solana like straight breaks down under 100, it's going to be a bumpy ride.
Yeah.
Like it's going to take longer than people think. And I'm starting to enter the school of thinking that I don't think this is going to go over as smoothly as everyone thinks, and I think it's going to take some time. All right. Very quickly, I'll get more into that. Asset manager Bernstein says Trump will push Coinbase stock up 60%. Set to a 310 price target due to his pro crypto policies.
That's very close to the price it was when it launched, right? I mean, I know that it launched high and it went down almost immediately.
So, all right. So there, April 14th, 2021, that was at 429.
Okay.
And its previous high this run was 350, but that kind of coincides with like the slightly higher low, because this is like, it was slightly lower than that, and that was kind of the sign when
ooh, cup and handle.
There it is. I don't know exactly where he's pulling 310 from, but I don't hate the idea, because if we kind of come up here, 310. All right, so he'd be staying like right there, but that would be a slightly lower high, not the best. All right, and also if you kind of wanted to just uptrend here, we are very close to that trend line. Like that's scary.
If we break that trend line, you mean, is what's scary? Yeah.
Because even if we did 310, that would begin the downtrend, and that's kind of, I think coin is a good reflection of like a barometer for crypto.
Mhm.
You know, and what I'll say is like there are some levels on this chart that are like kind of Goldilocks in terms of like perfect support resistance, you know, kind of lesson learners here where we have like, you know, we have overhead resistance and then that becomes the floor, you know, like kind of levels like that. Like, and if it was to lose that level, so this is another example of, okay, value area low, value area high. And if we lose this value area low at 118, it's going to take a very long time. And that's how I feel about Solana going under 100, just to kind of paint a very simple picture for you guys. But guys, similar to Solana on the weekly, it like kind of look at this previous momentum wave here. You know, we kind of came down and we're at roughly the same height. We could be very close to hitting a local bottom and getting a sharp recovery. I would like to see that. It's obviously very hard to just go ahead and say that, but it doesn't seem impossible. And there's a couple reasons why I'm kind of leaning against that at the moment. All right, so obviously the tariffs are worrying everybody. Okay, the word recession has been said more times than I'd like to admit in the news in the past while.
Do you think that's just FUD though?
Hold on, I'm getting there.
Okay.
Because Pal and the boys,
Yeah.
Pal and the boys got a thing to do.
They do.
Okay. And FOMC basically saying 99% on a pause. On a pause. That's what this is saying. Okay. So for them to even, we have to remember, we had a good CPI readings. We had a wake up in crypto on the back of positive CPI. And even then, for them to be like, well, hold on, everybody. Let's not get too crazy here, because FOMC is tomorrow.
Yep.
It's a 2-day meeting, okay, as always. But it's looking like a pause. There is a hint of a slash in May, like Andy S said. I did see that somewhere as well. But this is what I'm going to be honest, guys. The internet to this day remains undefeated.
That's true. Good point.
The internet remains forever undefeated. And before I read this next little thing here, I want to give a shout out. Over 150 people watching the show on YouTube. You guys are awesome. Thanks for being here. Smash the like button. Subscribe to the channel. Got a couple more charts. Got a couple more important things I want to talk about. But what I want to say is, guys, the internet is undefeated. And there is worry. We are worried about the tariffs causing a recession. We are worried about the Fed very likely pausing and what that is going to do when we have the Fed tomorrow. I saw this tweet that was a screenshot of a Reddit post. Reddit. Still shining to this day. Okay? And I have to read it to you guys, because I think it's the most accurate thing that I've read about Trump's plan of action. And I do feel that it is good enough to read to you guys. All right, I'm put my glasses on here.
It means business.
Here we go. I don't know if I can zoom in. I can zoom in a little bit, not much. Let me try to pull this over. Is that okay? Trump is trying to crash the stock market at least 20%, causing a flight into treasuries. This will cause the Fed to slash interest rates so he can refinance the debt near 0% and cause a deflationary spiral, which will lower the cost of everything. He also intends to use tariffs as an incentive for companies to build in the U.S. to avoid having to pay them. The tariffs and the resulting global war trade will also force American farmers to sell more of their goods in the U.S. due to the retaliatory trade measures by other countries, which will directly lower the price of groceries in the U.S. More than 94% of all stock is owned by just 8% of the U.S. population. Trump is literally taking money from the rich and giving it to the poor. This is why Trump is playing a game of hokey pokey with the tariffs. One day he has 25% tariffs on Mexico, and the next day he doesn't. This is to cause extreme volatility in the markets and a desperate need and demand to flee towards treasury bonds, which are much more stable but offer lower potential, but offer much lower potential return. This is why eggs are cheaper now than they were under Biden. Guys, that is well said from a Reddit post. And the long story short here is that Trump is hurting us now to help us later.
Right.
That's what I've gathered from this. Like we're taking a dent, we're struggling now, but it is all in good time. And I think once again, the stars are aligning for the end of this year, maybe even early 26, to really be the time to shine. I still stand by my theory that the Bitcoin halving is on time until it's not. And we have been on time every time. So until it's not, I'm going to go into Q3, Q4 as if it's going to pop off. If there was ever a time for the cycle to take longer, this would be it, based off of what we just read there. So, man. What are your thoughts on this, bro?
Yeah, no, I like that, right? And I think this is really one of the times where I think it makes the most sense. We've all been in this. A lot of us has been in this space for a long time, and we're seeing the narrative shift. Again, we've said this is the most bullish time in crypto. Like we've got governments across the world, across this globe, fighting to get Bitcoin and do this strategic digital assets and reserves and all that stuff. And so, like, this is one of those times where we do have to take a step back and just really embrace the patience, embrace maybe the suck, because if it's going to be shitty this year, it's going to be shitty this year, but we will reap the reward exponentially greater because of what's coming. This is like the perfect storm that we just have to embrace it. And again, embrace the suck, because find a new hobby, touch some grass, stack your whatever you need to do, find a way to make yourself think like, okay, you can ride the storm and be better on the other side of it.
No, I'm 100% with you. And guys, I've said this on the show. Warren Buffett, my favorite Warren Buffett quote: investing is the transfer of wealth from the impatient to the patient. Be the patient.
Be the patient.
This is the time where, if there's ever been a time to start thinking to yourself, hey, maybe I should just relax and really think this through, really take my time, not be impulsive, not make crazy life-altering decisions, and just kind of one day at a time this thing.
Yeah.
It would be the time right now.
Yeah. I mean, because for years, the joke was, oh, crypto's going to zero. And that was the thing that was in the back of your mind, is we're doing something wrong. That is over. That is literally over. That we've gone from a movement to an industry to part of the entire global financial ecosystem. Yeah. Right? Like this is not going to zero. Just now be patient, because now it's time to take that next ladder step up.
Yeah, I'm with you there.
Elevator up, ding ding. Elevator next stop, top floor.
Hey, what I want to say is I want to look at the S&P, because as we've mentioned on the show multiple times, is that we are used to these big, sometimes small, sometimes bigger retracements along the way. Okay. And it's not like we haven't gone under the 200 before, because we have right down here. Okay. What it kind of freaks me out about this one, all right, is kind of the red to green switch here. We have bottomed this momentum wave. That is good. But when we kind of really zoom in, we are looking at the daily chart right here, right now. Kind of that retracement to touch to rejection. That's different. That's different, because up until this point, the stock market hasn't really, how do I word this properly? This is what I'll say. We lose this level right here, because every time we've had these retracements, we kind of have the sharp drop. We pick up our feet, put in a slightly higher low, and continue. Sharp drop, pick up our feet, slightly higher low, continue. All right. So right now we had the drop, we're picking up our feet. We have to put in a slightly higher low and continue. If we come down and lose this level, the previous low, it's over for a while. That is a complete break of structure. Complete break of structure. We've already lost the structure in terms of the uptrend itself. But then again, every break has done this. Like if we go from here to here, we broke there. If we go from here to here, we broke there. You know, that's not uncommon. But ultimately, really, if we go from here to here, we actually have a long way to fall from the actual bottom, and we could technically still be in an uptrend. But in terms of the nature of how these have fallen and how these have recovered, if we lose this low, guys, everybody, big deal. I want you to go to the S&P 500 chart on TradingView. I want you to set an alarm at 5510.97. That is the alarm.
No, and I don't want to and not to spread any fear or FUD or anything, but do you think that it's technically good for the markets to kind of do a little correction? I mean, this thing's been going vertically since 2022.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I have a couple different takes here,
and especially if Trump's trying to do what he's got to do, it's gonna have to. It's like a bruise, right? It's got to get worse before it gets better.
We've already eaten 10% from the top. If we were to come down and test this trend line, say we test the trend line in July, that would only be a 16% drop. If it takes us to January, it would be a 12% drop. If we came straight down the hill tomorrow, it would be a 20% drop, and we'd still be on this line here. And going back to the Reddit, you know, they literally said Trump is trying to crash the stock market at least 20%. That
puts you in line with the trend.
That's what it would take to cause a flight into treasuries. So I think he can achieve the same result without it being that bloody. I mean, I hope you guys understand.
Like slow bleed over time versus like fast.
Stock market crashes 20%. 20%. We get demolished.
Well, 20% in the stock market is a little different than 20% in crypto.
Crypto would get destroyed.
Yeah.
Destroyed. It doesn't matter what the halving is if that's what happens. Like, understand that Bitcoin, does the halving play a very significant role? Yes. But we've also never had a crypto bull run in a phase of quantitative tightening.
That's a good point.
We've always had the macro align with the halving. So what happens if the halving happens, but we're in a recession, or the stock market crashed 20%, or like we're in some crazy recovery? You know, I mean that would be the beginning of a bear market in TradFi, like Desert said. If we go back to this chart here, let's be very clear. This bull market for the stock market from the beginning of October 22nd has been in an uptrend. We lose that uptrend. We lose it and we go into here. That's a bear market. A break of a multi-year uptrend is a bear market. It's that simple. I mean, not to turn the FUD alarms on. Ethereum is in a structural decline. The end of year target slashed to 4K. All right. So Standard Chartered cut its end of year 2025 Ethereum price target to 4,000 from 10,000. These people out here saying, oh yeah, Ethereum is going to 10,000. Then they scratched the back of their head and said, actually, it's only going to 4.
There's two ways to look at this article, right?
Okay.
One, it's FUD to purposely sink the price, or two, they actually think this is what's going to happen. Right? Was there any other ways to think about this? Like, is this manipulation, or is this how they actually feel? There's not a person on this planet that is in Ethereum that thinks that 4K is its top. Not, I mean, even with the interest going down, with the dominance going down, with all that stuff, 4K is not the top, unless what they're trying to do is sink the price, which I already told you this morning. Like, I saw this article and the writing is on the wall. We know that it is still headed down. I tethered off all of my Ethereum, just Ethereum. That's the only one, because it's a little test. I want to see what's happening.
But
I just have a little. It's like 4 or 5 Ethereum. It's nothing major, right?
Okay.
But the whole idea is, hey, maybe there is something to this, and we are going to see this is a coordinated FUD attempt, and we're going to see it go down. Or this is really what they feel. I think it's just more of a FUD thing, to be honest with you, because
this I'm going to say. Similar to the stock market, we have our 2022 low right there. Okay? And this has caused a slight uptrend. That's where we are. If you connect it this wick to this wick over, we're right there. ETH loses that. That's a break of structure.
Mm-hmm.
What sucks is that we don't have a bull div to save us. This is going further down. Sure, the VWAP's pushing up. The RSIs are hooking a bit. But that's not a divergence. In no way, shape, or form is that a divergence.
So is this the beginning of the death of Ethereum? Is it time to get over to base? Like if you're...
Well, let's look at this dip. Like, from here, let me change the color of these to white so you can see them better. From here to here, looks to me a lot like from here to here.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's almost worse. It's almost straight vertical where you had a little bit of relief.
Let's look at this. So that was we had our 2021 top. We came down, we pushed up, and then we fell off. So March 22nd to that bottom to June, 77 days, Ethereum fell 73%. All right. So here we are from our December 24 to here, 91 days, 55%. This one was a little further, but what I'll say is that the break and close below the 200 EMA didn't matter much. You know, like that was the bottom for Ethereum, 1,000. The 2022 bottom was 1,000, like 950 something. All right. And that was it. So we came up and we rejected the 200. We came up, rejected the 200, formed this trend line. And then from there, we went on our own glory way. So what I will say is because of this trend line and because of the nature of the candles right here, how we came under the 200 and curved anyway, and eventually, it took some time, but we eventually got there, is that this has to be the low for Ethereum. It has to be. It has to be, because if Ethereum has to put in a slightly higher low from here.
Mm-hmm.
Also, so we draw this line straight across. All right. So if Ethereum loses 1,500, it's over. It's over. Big buy. Furthermore, I would say if Ethereum loses this trend line, dude, I don't think it's. I mean,
it's not gone forever, but
it could do that. It did this right here,
Mm-hmm.
but it did this right here. But like, this has to be. I've been saying this for weeks, dude. If Ethereum's not close to the if the Ethereum bottom is not already in, it has to be close by now. I've been saying that for weeks, dude.
Oh yeah,
I've been saying that for weeks. And zooming into the daily, this is what kind of freaks me out, to be honest.
Is that it's an accumulation zone?
Is that, if you could even include this wick, the past 8 days, it's been in a 10% range. And if you ignore the wick, okay, you just kind of go from here,
mm-hmm.
It has spent the past 9 days in a 5%, 6% range. The fact that it's just kind of fallen over and hasn't. Anytime you see something go sideways for a long period of time like that, what should that tell you? Traders, Telegram groupers.
Mm-hmm. Slingshot, baby.
The slingshot is getting pulled further and further and further back for Ethereum. Okay, so guys, let's look at this. 4-hour chart. Actually, 2-hour chart. Let's open this up. All right, and this This yellow line at the bottom of this is that trend line that we cannot lose. We lose this, bad loss of a multi-year downtrend for the number 2 altcoin, which could serve as a barometer for the others. All right, so we're going to ignore the wicks and we're going to go from the high right here. All right, so that is 1963.3. 0.39. I'll get it perfect. Okay, so that is the local high. We'll ignore the wicks and go from the bottom. 1828.95. 1828.95. Okay, and then if you want to get fancy and tighten the range, something we talk about in the group a lot, and go from this wick 1866.9. All right. 866.90. Okay. So kind of the thoughts behind this. So the main 2 levels are 1828 and 1963. Those are the main 2 levels. The reason we added this level is because the recent support resistance, this is the local low. Okay. Because what happens in these situations is, okay, yeah, so Ethereum generally has been exactly in this 7.8% range for 8 days, except for this outlier wick right here. Okay. So 8 days, 7% range. But as time has gone by from here, it has spent the past 4 days in a 4.6% range. So it's getting tighter and tighter and tighter as time goes on. The range is getting smaller and smaller. So when we say we're tightening a range, we're saying, okay, well, for the past 4 days, it hasn't gone under 1866.9. So if we were to lose 1866.9, we could target the previous low, and that right there is a 2% trade down to 18.1828. All right, that's what I mean by that. But overall, guys, Ethereum has paused out. It has been over a week in a 7% range, where this level, the loss of this, gives us the test of this macro downtrend, or at least the test of this wick. And honestly, the downtrend is much more important than that wick, because we lose that downtrend, it's a free for all. If you enter an ETH short, I wouldn't be I would be very gracious with my stop loss, because in the event it just goes and loses the macro uptrend and just falls down the hill. Yeah, you see my point. So I would be, if I got in an ETH short at 1828, I would be very gracious with my stop loss.
When you see the range tightening to the upside, like where we see that, right, where the bottom has gone up, is there any correlation where we see that pressure, like, okay, a good indicator that we're probably going to see this thing go up, or when we see that, like, it's a better indicator that it's going to probably lose that? Well, is there anything that you've seen historically?
It's not like a perfect triangle, because if you pull from here, you actually would go like this.
Okay, so
because if we're actually being honest with the trend line, the wick here, we have to touch here, right?
Right.
And if we have to touch here, which we did, you can see that it actually already broke down.
Yeah.
We already lost that triangle. And this would be confirmation. That 1866 level is local low. That would be the confirmation of that triangle at that point, because as you can see here, it wicked that line, but we never lost confirmation. So now that we lost it, this is the battle for confirmation. So these 3 levels for Ethereum, there are 3 alarms that you have to have on Ethereum: here, here, and here. That's it. Like, yeah, I mean, we could talk targets after that, but this is the current range it's been in for the past week. This is the battle for altcoins, is right here. These 3 alarms. So set them. Gave them to you live on the show. So
let's go.
Yeah, man. I did see earlier in the show. I don't want to go into a bunch of what does the Bollinger Band on Ethereum look like. I can do that really fast. I'm not going to do more than. I know, it's the portfolio. I know. I'm going to do that portfolio, and then we're going to call it.
What was Bollinger's first name? Ed? Was it Ed?
I don't remember. I'll be honest.
I'll look it up.
So Bollinger Band is as expected here. Let me get rid of the EMAs because the EMAs confuse me with the line sometimes. All right, so Ethereum. So
Chop.
it is under the center line, and it is kind of pushing against the band, the outer edge of the band, but it hasn't really squeezed yet. If it like came in more like this, you could prepare to brace for volatility. But so if you wanted to kind of go off that, you would maybe draw a line in the sand right here, say like 1912, 1908, where that would be it getting above that center line. But it is already at the bottom of the band. So, but sometimes I would kind of say reversals are more if it breaks the band like it did here, and kind of band break. Those would be, or even right here, reversal band break. We haven't really got the break of it. And I mean, it's sideways. There isn't much to say other than it's been in a 7% range for 9 days, 8 days, and the past 5 days has been a 4% range. So there's not much to say other than sideways, alarm up, react to that market. Like you have to react to the market. I don't guess, guys. I didn't get to where I am guessing. I got to where I am by saying, oh, okay, look at this. This slingshot is getting pulled back further and further and further. I'm going to set these alarms. I'm going to react. How do you set an alarm? You might be asking. Click this line. Click the clock. Create. All right. And the bottom one. Click this. Click this. Click the alarm. Create. Boom. Click on the clock.
Easy.
Click create. All three of those alarms are set. Very, very simple stuff there. All right.
Yeah, I got the chat's got me laughing, man.
What did they say?
I thought it was Bob Bollinger, but it's not. It's John Bollinger.
Yeah, I didn't think it was Bob.
But a lot of people like Bob better.
Bob the Bollinger.
And then JC comes in and said his sister was Susu Studio. Man, I died. Like I started laughing. Laughing when
you guys are stupid, bro. Oh my god, Bob the Bollinger Band. I can see him being like a little character that teaches your children technical analysis.
Hi, I'm Bob Bollinger.
Bob the Bollinger Band. I can see him, dude. I think that's our $1 million idea, Bob the Bollinger Band. Shout out to the homie Bob. All right, that's great.
Portfolio?
Yeah, Texas Grogger All In Crypto $5 super chat. Thank you, sir. 150K portfolio, looking for a 7. Okay. 17% algo, 16 GRT, 15 vet, 14 H bar at 7 cents.
Oof,
okay, nice. 11% Jasmine, Link, Ondo, XRP at 74 cents, ADA at 30 cents. Okay, well,
you're half
this
your way.
Is what I'll say. So 8% Chainlink plus 5% Cardano would be 13 plus 7% XRP would be 20. So 20% of your bag is in coins that, in my opinion, are hard pressed to 7x. I think Cardano could 7. I think Link could 7. But XRP from here, absolutely not. No way. No way. You're talking $14, bro. No. More than that. No.
How I feel about that.
In terms of ADA Link, those are like maybes. Everything else, I think, yeah.
The question is like things like like the VeChain potentially 10xing where it's at, right? Like so you're gonna get a couple extra X's out of there. Same thing with Ondo. Man, it's gonna be tough to 7x this whole thing though.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm saying is that I think the things that in this portfolio can 7 can definitely 5. But we also got to consider from this point in time here. And that is a bit more pragmatic than if you were to ask me this a month or two ago. Ultimately, Texas, I want you to have a plan in the event this bag only gets to 550 to maybe if this bag gets to $500,000, I want you to think of a comprehensive reaction alarm set strategy where if all you get is to 500K, that you walk with at least 4. You feel me? I'm not going to say, I think a 7x is, I think it's possible. I'm not going to tell you no. The XRP is not helping you. The XRP is making everything else work over time. So we're actually asking, so we basically eliminate that 7% of your bag. All right. So the other 93% of your bag has to work a little harder. So we're actually asking a 7.2, 7.3. We're asking for a little bit more out of everything else. XRP will not 7x from this point in time. No. And if I'm wrong, set me on fire. I don't care. I'm not taking that chance. Not now. Not after it already pumped. So I am a little torn about Cardano Link, but I think that they could, regardless of if they do or not. That 93% opposed to 100%, that is a factor to consider.
Mm-hmm. I love that there is more information on here, right? With like the H bar at 7 cents, XRP at 74 cents. That's great information, all, but technically, like what you just said, like it doesn't quite matter because we're trying to find the 7x from this particular moment, not from XRP at 74 cents.
He did reiterate saying XRP at 74, 7x equals 518. Okay. Good.
So if you want 7x from some of those low prices, like H bar at 7 cents, like that seems more reasonable because
I don't mean to cut you off, but
no, you're good.
But we're saying looking for a 7x. Okay, bro. Well, are you talking a 7x from here, or are you talking a 7x from your average entry? Because you want a 7x from average entry for your XRP, but we don't know average entry for every coin in the bag. So are you trying to, because H bar, is at 7 cents, Cardano at 30 cents. Well, if you're talking 7x from average entry, you need to give us the average entry for every coin.
Yeah.
Because I think 7x from here, and you're saying, oh, but I got these here, but you didn't give us the average entry for every coin, if that's what you're asking. Because we're kind of like, oh, we're kind of juggling. Oh, he got these here, but these he wants it from right now.
Right.
So I actually can't give you an answer. It's one or the other.
I mean, I like your portfolio.
Right now, no. From right now, no. If you're talking, if you got your Algorand at 17, your graph at like 8, whatever. From right now, I'm gonna say no. I'm gonna say no. From average entry, maybe. Considering you gave some of your average entries, I would say yes. For the average entries you gave me, I'd probably say yes. I think XRP could go to 518. I don't think it's going to 14 though.
$10 by Christmas, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
I do like the portfolio.
It is a good portfolio. I mean, it's right down the middle, dude. It's right down the middle. Algo, Graph, Vet, HBAR, Jasmy, Link, Ondo, XRP, ADA. I mean, but as you can see, guys, I'm torn with this one. This is a tough one for me to grade because, like, you have a very close portfolio to mine, except I want a 5x, and I have a plan to get out if I only 3. That's a big deal. Like, guys, in any financial situation, doubling your money is a big deal. Crypto people,
we're crazy.
We're crazy. We're like, oh, if you don't think you can 10x, you're not even in the community. Why don't you just get the fuck out? You don't think XRP is going to $30? You're not going to be unlogical? You're unlogical, bro? Not even going to say the word correctly? You don't think it can at least 20x from here? Get the fuck out. That's crypto people. And I'm like, hey, guys, remember, doubling your money is a big deal.
In the stonk world,
tripling your money is a big deal. Like, you don't just get a 7x, dude. Like, that's crazy. That's crazy. I think crypto people, bro, and this is why I will always forever tell you what you need to hear and not what you want to hear. If you said this exact bag looking for a 4x, I would have gave you a 92 and the show would have ended 12 minutes ago. But I care. Dude, it's not just the 7x, dude. Multiplying all of your money by 7 is fucking crazy. That's crazy. All right. So I want you to really think about that. And I want you to have a plan where if that portfolio goes to 500,000, that you have an alarm set across the board, multiple alarms, so you at least walk with 400,000, at least.
Don't round trip it.
You-
Don't round trip it so you're looking at your portfolio in a year and a half thinking like, damn, it's at 80,000. Damn, I messed up.
Right. Not my community, bro. I'm fine with you guys just doubling your money because at least you just didn't round trip and live with nothing like most people in crypto will. You realize every time someone wins a trade, they took someone else's money, right? You get that, right? You get that you're trading against the best in the world every time you open a position. There are thousands of people in thousands of rooms with thousands of pairs of glasses looking at thousands of screens all day long, and you're DCAing at work. You're trading against the best in the world. You don't just get to multiply by 7. Just getting to 3x, just getting to double your money. It's a big, massive deal, dude. It doesn't just happen. Like,
what's the story? What's the story of your Uncle Bub or
yeah, dude? My uncle Boo.
Thank you, Uncle
and
Boo.
my pop.
Yep.
I'll never forget. I was a very small child. Clashing together
Coors
Light
banquets
bottles.
Oh, okay.
Like this, with foam coming off the top. Woo! Cluck, 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 because they got 8% in the stock market that year.
Yeah. Shout out to Uncle Boo.
Yeah, Uncle Boo was a homie. My grandfather was a barber. These are blue collar men that, you know, that haven't.
He celebrated 8%.
If he only knew what his grandson AJ bet on the Eagles. If he only knew what his grandson AJ made in 2024, his jaw would have fallen on the ground next to all the hair. Okay? Like, dude, this is some crazy shit we're talking here. But at the same time, I got to where I am because I have taken the most pragmatic approach possible. I don't drink the 10x Kool-Aid. I don't fucking care what some other influencer who's co-signing your bullshit told you. There are people in crypto that tell you what you want to hear. And then there's me. I don't give a shit. I would rather make sure you're 150K. I'd rather make sure you walk out with 400. Yep. That's more important to me than lying to you, telling you that you're going to leave, with at least 3 million. At least, no problem. Like, people are delusional. Don't forget that. Do your own homework. Set your own alarms. Do not base your future, your bull run, your portfolio based off of anyone else's opinion than your own. I don't care if you buy a portfolio based off only the videos that I made, only the price predictions that I made. Don't listen to any one single person, even if it's me.
Right.
Listen to everyone. Get a big picture and sit down personally with your thoughts, personally with your expectations, and tell yourself, okay, well, if Algo did a 3.5 from here and Eastward did a 3.5 from here, and the graph did a 3.5 from here, what would that look like? Where would those alarms need to be? Do I have those alarms set? What would I do? And go through each one you have and set an alarm at a 2, set an alarm at a 2.5, set an alarm at a 3, set an alarm at a 3.5. And then make sure those alarms stay on, because if they go up and turn back around, you need to know, okay, maybe that was it. Maybe that's all. Most people don't have a plan. Most people throw money at letters because they don't know what they don't know. They just want number go up, and they don't know. They don't have goals. They don't have plans, and they round trip it. I've seen it 100,000 times. If I had $1 for every time I heard that story, I'd be a millionaire. Oh, wait. Sorry. Okay. But guys, I don't mean to go on these long rants. I just want to see you guys win, dude. I want to see you guys succeed. I have been in this space long enough to be so sick and tired of like the people who just shamelessly make these videos like, oh yeah, you're totally going to multiply your entire bag by 30. No problem. Like, and then I think to myself, people listen to this guy. People listen. Like, this dude has like millions of followers. I'm not even talking about BitBoy. I'm talking about other people in crypto. Like, there are people with good reputations in crypto that say some dumb shit every fucking day. Every single day. They are just like lying to their audience. And I'm like, bro, stop. People think you're real, dude. People are going to ride their bags to the bottom because of this dumbass video that you made in 10 minutes. I don't want to see you guys fail, man. I want to see 5x of your holding. Well, you might be holding until, 2050, bro. That's what I'm worried about. Because each time some coins get retroactively lower than before, given the increase of their supply. So like 5x or I'm holding, isn't there a world where you 2.5x and at least make something? All right.
Crypto's fun and all.
That's fine with me, bro.
It's fun and all. The point is to have fun, right? But it is also your money.
It's not to have fun.
Well, I mean, but you like with your day, like you come into your group and you come into your, you get into the DM or the voice chats, whatever it is. Like you have fun with this, but at the end of the day, this is financial. This is your money.
This is how your how the next decade of your life is going to go is concurrent with how the next year goes. Think about that.
You have a year. Like,
I mean, y'all could seriously change things. I talked to a Telegram group guy. I'll leave you guys with this. I talked to a platinum guy and he took a 2-cycle approach. He said, look, man, this cycle, man, I understand. Like, I'm just working my job and, I only have, about 40 grand. But I understand that, if I do what you did, if I just keep grinding from here and I learn a little bit more every day, that this cycle I can learn how to trade. A bear market's just an upside down bull market. So if I learn how to trade, I can make money no matter what. And if I could keep working, make a little bit of money and trading on the side, by the time the next bear market rolls around, I'll actually have a stack where I could 6x or I could 7x that stack I build from here. And then by next bull run, I should be able to walk with, $2 to $3 million. And I was like, what are you talking to me for? Like, why'd you pay for the group? Like, dude, like, do that. Like, that's where I wish I could get everyone else's mindset too. Your mindset is what people literally pay me to help get them to that point. You're there. Like, you're there, dude. Like, stop living in this delusion. Everyone lives in their own coma. And I appreciate that. I do. Everyone lives in they're hallucinating a psychosis. Every single person. And some of it's good, some of it's bad, some of it's crazy, indifferent, arbitrary. What I will at least say is that in my experience, it all comes around. It all comes around. And the people that are slow and steady, the people that are, let's think about that. The pessimist, the people that will never just let you have it. They'll always be like, no, let's think about this. No, wait, hold on. Let's not just go to the next thing. Let's stop and think. Those people win. The people who question everything win. The most disagreeable person in the room most of the time is the most successful. Let me say that again. The most disagreeable person in the room most of the time is the most successful. Get rich or get wrecked. See you guys tomorrow. Peace.